What's up, YouTube family? You know, we're waiting for our good old Facebook family. Once they come online, we're going into it today. It's just the true meaning of sacrifice. That's what we're waiting on, and that's what we're going into. And it's the evening motivation here. So here we go. Ooh, I spelled sacrifice wrong. Oh well, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's your guy Marcus here, and I'm here for your morning, afternoon, and evening motivation. Today we're going to be talking about sacrifice. We're going right into it, right? So the reason that we're talking about sacrifice is because I think somewhere along the lines we forgot and got into the situation where we forgot how we achieve things in life. Now, a lot of people think that we achieve things through hard work, which is true. But there's another aspect of it, because I mean, obviously there's a thought aspect of it too, where you gotta do the work, you gotta think about the right things, right? But we also fail to realize that the only way to get things that we want in the future and that we want in this life is through sacrifice. And you're probably like, well, I don't have to sacrifice anything. Well, think about it. If you want more money and you have kids, you're gonna have to sacrifice your kid time for your money time, okay? Until you can compensate and make that happen. But you have to sacrifice it first to build something up strong enough you can do it all. If you want a better relationship, you have to sacrifice your individual needs and your selfish needs. In other words, to build something with somebody to go to the next level. If you want to lose weight, you have to sacrifice what you're eating and sacrifice the time you're willing to give to get into the gym so that you don't have to, so that you can get exactly what you want. There's so many examples. Time is a huge sacrifice, and most people give. Money is a huge sacrifice. Sometimes you have to give up the good nature that you're used to. You have to go down into the depths to get that positivity that's, so you actually enjoy and you understand and you feel the pieces of your life that, really should be great. What do I mean by that? I mean, if we go down deep into the depths, you go down to, they say there's a quote from Churchill, if you're going through hell, keep going, because it'll make you appreciate what you have right now. So the Think and Grow Rich book just hit me with an easy quote. It says, remember, there is no possibility of something for nothing. The problem is that we're always assuming that we are going to get something, but we don't have to give anything. It's consistent, it's continuous, and it always happens, but we don't look at the things that we get and the things that we give and the things that as a sacrifice for an exchange for a reward. So I want you to think about this. You really want to go to a sports match, okay? Now, if you want to go to a sports match, any game or whatever, you go to the game. You actually, once you go to the game, you sacrifice any chance of you doing anything else outside of the game. It may be hanging with your kids, it might be hanging with your wife, it might be doing something at your job, it might be growing and thinking. Anytime you're there, you're doing the thing you want to do, so you must sacrifice something else. You must be willing to give. You must understand and be willing to give and sacrifice. If you're not willing to sacrifice, you'll never receive. A lot of people, they're going and they want to be successful and they want something more out of their lives, but they're not actually willing to sacrifice anything to get more. Or you want to grow your business and you don't realize that if you want your relationship to grow also, you gotta sacrifice just a small piece so they can grow together. One does not affect the other, but they both are connected under the piece that they take up your time. Okay? Now, time is a valuable commodity, and when you start to give time, you start to realize what's actually valuable. When you give things time, you're telling yourself what's important to you. You're telling the other person what's important to you. So as soon as you figure that out, life becomes easy. So ladies and gentlemen, all I want you to do is this. Think about the things that you have, and then think about the things that you want. And think about what you're gonna have to sacrifice to get there. If you honestly, truly want it and you believe that you deserve it, then put in the work and the time and sacrifice to get it. Sometimes you're gonna have to go broke. Sometimes you're gonna have to have no sleep. You hear Gary Vee talking about he doesn't sleep because he just works hard. Sometimes you're gonna have to sacrifice what you're comfortable doing. Sometimes you're gonna have to sacrifice that job you don't like to get to that job you love. Sometimes you're gonna have to sacrifice giving up your space, if you have somebody moving into it. Sometimes you have to sacrifice your money. So, I mean, there's so many things you will sacrifice in your life to get to the next level. But just understand that you have to sacrifice. There's no way. And here, I'm gonna read the next line. It says, let's see, everything has a price and you must be willing to pay that price. If you're not willing to pay the price, you're never gonna get it. If you're not willing to pay the price to get that relationship to move forward and to grow in the relationship, if you're not willing to pay that price, the relationship's never gonna move. If you're not willing to pay the price of your money to get to that house, your house will never be achieved. You'll never be able to achieve that. If you're not willing to pay the price of putting miles on your car or flying somewhere, then you're not going to get to the destination you want. Sacrifice is inevitable. But we get to choose our sacrifice. That's the best part about it. We choose. We get to choose what we sacrifice or what we don't sacrifice. But not sacrificing also will tell us what we really actually want. So focus in on what you're not sacrificing for. Focus in on what you're willing to sacrifice for. And then start aligning yourself within those core values. And you won't be as, I wouldn't say torn, but I guess uneven when it comes to your time and your effort and just your life and what you apply things to. And that's all I have for you, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about sacrifice. It's gonna happen regardless. Just make sure that you're sacrificing everything that you're willing to give up to get everything that you're willing to want in the future. And that's all I have for you today. Hope you guys have a great night. I appreciate and I love each and every one of you, and you guys have a blessed night. Thank you very much for coming. Talk to you soon.